And Joshua blessed him, who? Caleb, and gave Hebron to Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, as an inheritance. Verse 14. Hebron, it was Kirjat Arba. For Arba was the greatest among the Anakim. And the land had rest from war. Hear me, people of God, and I pray that you get this clearly. Heaven is waiting for you to receive your inheritance. Heaven has not closed the gate. He said, and until Caleb received his inheritance, the land never rested. It's you that is resting. Heaven is not expecting you to go to sleep until you receive your portion. An inheritance, an inheritance, an inheritance. It can never be too late to receive your inheritance. I don't know what it is, but it can never be too late. It can never be too late to receive your inheritance. What is an inheritance? And I hope you understand it in two dimensions. Generally, as we know it, an inheritance is an asset that an individual bequeaths to their loved ones after they pass away. That's what we know an inheritance to be. An asset that an individual bequeaths to their loved ones after they pass away. Mark that word. Humanly speaking. But when it comes to God, number one thing you should know is that definition cannot hold, because God will never pass away. Men pass away. My father passed. If the Lord tarries, I will pass. We sinned in the Garden of Eden, and God said, the day you eat this fruit, you will die. And the devil said, we won't die. And from that day, death was introduced. They had no idea until the first man began to die. The devil said, we won't. But from that day, death was introduced. I hope you know that if man had not eaten that fruit, from Adam, Eve, up to today, all of us would have lived forever. Nobody would have died. It was a dispensation of innocence. Man could carry snake, carry scorpion, hold lion. The knowledge of evil and hurt and death was nowhere to be found. So if man had not partake of that fruit, nobody would have died from then up to today. That was a result of that pronouncement. So you know that God, our God, he won't die. So when God is talking about inheritance, it doesn't mean that it is what he bequeathed to us after he has passed away. So theologically, theologians have generally agreed that an inheritance is an irrevocable gift. An irrevocable gift that is based on a relationship given to a recipient by a benefactor. An irrevocable gift, mark that word. An irrevocable gift based on a relationship that is passed on to a recipient from a benefactor. So, when Caleb received his inheritance, he received the irrevocable gift that God, the benefactor, promised his father Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And that's why I said to somebody, no matter what the world is doing, nobody can move Israel from the land. Why? God gave that land of Canaan as an inheritance to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and their children forever, with under an eternal covenant. That inheritance is an irrevocable gift. United Nations cannot revoke it. America cannot revoke it. The entire Islamic world cannot revoke it. That inheritance from God is an irrevocable gift. Hear what verse 14 says. Hebron therefore became the inheritance of Caleb and the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite to this day. To this day. Why? See the key. Because he wholly followed the Lord God of Israel. So, it's a gift from God. An irrevocable gift from the God of Israel. People of God, every one of us have a gift. Every one of us that God sent into this world, he gave us an assignment with an inheritance. And that's why when people deviate from God's plan and begin to run this life of rat race, and they wake up day and night and all they are doing is how to eat, how to survive. You didn't come to this war for eat and survival. You came to this war with a mission that have an inheritance. That if you fulfill this mission for me, this is the inheritance I have for you. Too bad for many of us that have ignored that part of God's mission for our life. And we are pursuing frivolities. You can only get that inheritance God promised you if you fulfill his mission. Deuteronomy 28. All this blessing shall follow you if you hearken to my word and you do the things I ask you to do. Not that they will just follow you if you do your own things. He asked them, he said, did I ask the house of Jacob to serve me in vain? The disciples of Jesus asked him, okay, we are serving you now. We left our job. We left our home. We left our family. What is our benefit? God, Jesus answered, both in this world and in the world to come, there's an inheritance. What qualifies you for that inheritance? What is your eternal commitment to this God? How are you committed to this God? Do you really see him as the purpose why you are on earth? And that's what I said the last time. We have been so tailored. You go to the world, you crawl, you walk, you go to school, you grow, you finish primary, you go to secondary. Then if you are able to go to higher institution, then the next thing you look for job, you marry. Now, we have been so packed up with everything human without a place for God. I wish somebody told you from birth and reminded you at every stage, the reason you are in this world is that God sent you with a mission that have an inheritance. That's where we miss it. And so we are so strong in pursuing all these things that we are pursuing God. People kept asking me, when will you do your celebration? When will you do your ceremony? When I said, now, I didn't go to study so I can do celebration or ceremony. I didn't even go to study so I can collect certificate. Which job am I using it to apply for? I go to study so I can gain more knowledge to be more useful in the work God wants me to do. I understand my mission, and my mission is not tied to any certificate. That's how life can be meaningful and interesting. When I fly in the air and the plane is behaving as if it wants to crash, I will be smiling. People will be screaming, Jesus, Jesus. I will be smiling. You know why? I have a mission to fulfill. I am on that mission. And that's why I don't just travel. For me to travel, I need to be sure that the hand of God is on the trip, that I am on a mission for God, that I am fulfilling part of the reason why He sent me to this world. One of the trips that I made when I was working to get married, and I've said this before, one of the time, the armed robbers barricaded the way at some point, and it was a terrible day. The vehicle somersaulted and went on the side of the road. And by the time all the episode was over, vehicle, they took every bag in that station wagon. Only mine was left. They didn't even unzip it and found that there is nothing and left it. You know why? There was somebody in that vehicle on a mission. And I told God, God, you know I'm not looking for a wife, but you have proven to me that you... I'm not crazy about it, except it become part of the mission. But we've gone so crazy about this. To many people, it's like, if this one no happen, then I did. But we have thrown away. One of the major trouble that confront me, that I'm dealing with finding how to handle, is how much believers do not even understand why they are in this world. We have replaced our mission on earth. Today is if God's mission is taken from my hand. Nothing else have that capacity. Some people will cry if they can't eat. Some people will cry if they don't have money. Some people will cry if they don't have a wife. Some people will cry if they don't have a husband. Some people will cry if they don't have a car. Some people will cry if they don't have a land. Some people will cry if they don't have a home. Those are not worth crying for. None of such things have eternal value as much as the mission. Jesus came and he announced, I have come in the volume of book written about me to do your will, O God. That's why I've come. Do you know why you have come? And the reason why you have come is tied to our inheritance. As you are fulfilling it, you are unwrapping your inheritance. And I'm telling you tonight, it can never be too late. It can never be too late for you to receive your inheritance. An irrevocable gift. Irrevocable gift based on a relationship. What's your relationship with him? What did he give you? Which part did he give out for you? And how are you walking along that path? That inheritance is on the basis of that relationship. And it is the unlocking of that relationship that brings all the fulfillment, that deposit all the blessings. I charge you tonight. I don't know what you are going through. I don't know what the situation is. Please recall your mission. He had an idea where he's going. He discovered it early in life. He never gave up. He never misbehaved. He never spoke against God, either in the pit, in the prison, in Potiphar's house. He never. Even when he got to the palace, he still had God in focus. The reason why people get to political appointment today and they forget God is that God was actually not part of the equation when they were looking for it. The reason why people make money today and they forget God was because it was an ambition. It wasn't a vision. There was no place for God in it. The reason why ladies get married and their love for God wane is because God was actually not in their heart from the beginning. They were only doing it. It was a means to an end for most of them. If it's all about God, then there is nothing that can take it off. And that's how life can be interesting. That's how you can go through life without high blood pressure. That's why you can sleep and wake up without thinking somebody is pursuing you. Now, I've always said to myself, if God gives me a mission and send me on an assignment, who can be pursuing me and I will be afraid? Who? If God let you kill me, then it's because his assignment is over. And I've said to myself, Lord, now hear me repeat it. Lord, I've said it. I don't want to stay a day longer in this world when my mission for you is over. I've repeated this. I'm not in this world to count long life. I'm in this world to be relevant for him. When the assignment is over, I have no business with the world anymore. That's my desire. John the Baptist came to do a job. The job was finished at something. And he got out. He jet out. He even sent message to Jesus. Go and tell him he was the one who introduced Jesus a few months ago. Go and ask him, is he really the Messiah? And he heard that I'm in prison and he's doing all these miracles and he cannot use miracle to get me out. As far as Jesus was concerned, the day John the Baptist introduced him, his assignment was over. He should go back home. Hear what Jesus said. And you and I know Jesus have the capacity to set him free from the prison. Guess what Jesus said to him? Blessed is he who is not offended in me. Don't take offense, bro. Your job is over. Many of us have no idea that we're actually in this world to fulfill a mission for God. We're just in this world. Lord, I want to live 90. I want to live 80. I've told him, Lord, I want to live for as long as you have a job for me to do on earth. When your job is over, I'm eager to see you. I'm not afraid to say that. That's my desire. I'm not ready to stay here for anybody. The day I was coming, there was no agreement to come with anybody. We met each other when I came to this earth. We met here on earth. We will leave each other on earth. The one who sent me, he's waiting for me and I will go back to him. That's true Christianity, people. That's the perspective of a child of God. That's how Christians should focus. And that's why every time somebody leaves this world, we cry as if he's having a night. And the Bible said when they happen and when we know where they are, he said comfort each other with this word. It should be a comfort to us. One day I was praying and I said, I wish you can give me a picture of people that I have preached to who are now with you. I said, God, that would be my joy. How many of them are with you, Lord? How many of those who have listened to me, gave their life, are with you now? My problem is not that they are not in this world. My problem is, are they with you? It can never be too late for you to receive your inheritance. That irrevocable gift based on your relationship and your commitment to God, as you pursue it, he promised an inheritance. Is irrevocable. Not when you pursue your own way do you have an inheritance. No, the inheritance is based on relationship. And it's on Sunday, I'm going to show you the basis of all that happened to him. Why he demanded the fulfillment of God's purpose. The basis of the word he received. The basis of the inheritance he received. I'm going to show you on Sunday. Bow your head and let us pray. It can never be too late. It can never